Hello, I'm Alexa, and previously I made a video on some of the features of a program called Worship Tools. We use it in our church, and I'm making this a new video, and this one is kind of like a tutorial, like start to finish. So it's not necessarily just the features. I'm going to walk you through it because I noticed that some people not very clear just getting a piece here and a piece there of a video, but maybe this is something you can just follow all the way through. And if you follow what I'm doing, you'll have yours up and running in no time. And once you've got it all up and running, it's very easy to use. So you're going to go to worshiptools.com. And then you're going to see here where it says sign up. You're going to click sign up. So you may be wondering why we're coming to Worship Tools if we're going to use Presenter, because you could just like download it and start using it. But in reality, you're going to have to set up like your service type. So that's what we're going to do in planning. Okay. Okay. So now I put the code in. Now I'm going to hit accept. And you're welcome to scroll down and read it all. Okay. So now it asks you to download Presenter, which I've already downloaded Presenter. Download Music Stand, launch planning. All right. So we're in. Now it says set up a new team. And we are the door CFM, and I'm going to hit create. Now it's connecting, it's loading the library, and I'm going to close this and come back or minimize it and come back because now we're going to go into the planning. Okay, so we hit planning. Now we're going to launch planning. All right, and then I have to log in again. So give me a moment. Okay, let's log in. Now we're in. We do not have any request. We're going to go. Now here you could go in and you can add songs. So for instance, we have song select. So we can add, if I connect it to my song select, we can add whatever songs and it'll give us the chords, the lyrics and everything. But if you don't have song select, you can't do that. So let's just create a song as if we didn't have it. And let's do a Waymaker. So let's look up the chords for Waymaker. Not the chords, I'm sorry, the lyrics. Because right now we're not talking about the chords. We're just going to get the lyrics. All right. So here's all that. I don't even think it's that long. It's just, you know how songs are. They repeat and repeat and repeat. So here we go. This would be like the first part. Let me go back here. Waymaker. Oops, sorry. Let's title it Waymaker. And we're going to go to the lyrics. We're going to add a song section. And this is going to be verse 1. And let's put it in at the next song section, verse 1B. I guess we'll make this one 1A. Okay, and let's go back over here, copy that. And if you don't know, it's easy to copy if you just hit Control C. You don't have to do all the, Control C, copy, Control V, paste. All right, so chorus. Also, if you're coming, I'm sure you're coming from something, unless you're a new church plant, then you're not, then you're going to put your stuff in. But if you're coming from OpenLP, if you're coming from Easy Worship, you can import, because that's what I did. We came from Easy Worship and we imported. And so add verse 2, and yeah, I don't want to do the whole thing, but you could literally do that and break it later. And you know what? We'll leave it like that so we can break it later. All right. And so let's go back at the song section. And now this is going to be the bridge, I'm assuming. I don't know. Okay. And that's it. So now we're going to save Waymaker. And it is saved. Okay. So we're back in the dashboard. We went to our services. Obviously, we cannot add different service types. Okay. They blocked us from doing that, but that's okay. It'll still work. You can still do it. And people. So this is where you could add people that are in your worship team. You can send them messages asking them when you want them to play, but we're not going to do that right now. Right now, we're going to do a tutorial on presenter. So, and we have our service. So Sunday morning sample service, and you can set up the service the way you want it to go on here, and you can set it up over there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete everything they have, but it's okay. And delete. Okay, so now we're going to add an item, and we're going to add a song, and we are going to add Waymaker, and we're going to save it, and it is there. Now let's see if it still works, because usually once you're in and you've got it planned out and you go here, it's usually changed. And did you see how fast that was? I didn't pause or anything. Now we are in presenter. I deleted all that, put in our song, and look at that. The song is here. It's Waymaker. So remember I said we're gonna do something to break it up. So if you go here to the song, well, first let me show you this. Here you can make the slides bigger or smaller. So whoever's running it can set it up how, maybe they can't see very well and they want it really big. You could do that, okay? Now we're here. Each song, each song you could hit edit and it edits the whole thing, all right? Or you could hit the individual pencil, like the pencil on the slide, and then you come here. So remember I said that we were gonna fix this one because instead of doing it all there, if you go here to formatting, you see this looks like a little H, and you click it, and you tell it how many lines you want per slide. So we want 4 maximum. Hit apply, boom, it's all done. So now that we did that, now for slide 1, we are going to, there's slide 2, slide 3. So it doesn't look very good, right? Because it's on a black background. We got the song in, it doesn't look good, but that's okay. So now we're gonna hit save. You gotta hit save. And now we're here and the song is all split. And me personally, I'm looking at it as slide 9. I don't like the way it looks. All right. Jesus, you're the answer to it all. Jesus. All right. So I would probably capitalize that and put a comma here. That way it looks a little more, the formatting. I don't know. You could do it however you want, however you think the people in your church will sing it better. And, if you wanted to, you could even go in, hit the pencil and hit the H and say, I'm going to change it to 2 lines, max 2 lines, and hit apply. And boom, now you're on 2 lines. Okay. So that is really awesome as well. So now we're going to hit save. Now we're on 2. At our church, I think we do 2 lines. So now, what can we do to dress it up to make it look better? Okay, let's minimize this. And we're going to come up here and we're going to go to a website. All right, Pixabay. All right, so now, you know what? Let me move it into this group. All right, so Pixabay, obviously the one I had here was fall. We're not in the fall anymore. Now we're in spring. So let's say, okay, we're in spring and we want some pictures, or sorry, not pictures. We want video. We want a video background. And we want a video background with the springtime. So let's pick one. I think we just put one of these on at our church. Which one was it? It could be anything you like. Now, my suggestion to you is when you're picking one, you see here you hover over it, and now it says HD 13 seconds. 13 seconds, 16 seconds, good. 21 seconds. 30 seconds might be too long because remember we have a limit on how much we can store. All right. So you don't want a 59-second video, it's going to loop anyways. So let's just pick, this one's slow movie, nice. I don't know if I would pick that at church, but let's just say we're going to pick it. Okay. Now we're going to download it, and you could just do 1280 by 720. It's smaller, and you see how it's only 2.1 megabytes. You're going to hit download, and it's going to download. So now we're going to go to here, which I already had, obviously, downloads. I already had downloaded stuff. So let's hit flowers. We're going to save it. And now that's saved. So let's go back. And maybe there is, let's say we want something like an abstract. All right, like a video, like an abstract background, we can do that. So the top ones are sponsored, so those they charge you. These ones they don't. And if you hover over it, you see how it's moving. All right, but that's 59 seconds. So that might be big, too big. So, but you could always click on it. And when you go to download and you see the 1280 by 720, 17.8, that's too big. That is a very big one. But, what about, I don't know, that looks like old school. Okay, what about this blue one? Okay, let's say this blue one. Okay, 7.6, that's not too bad. 2 is better, 3 is better, but this is not bad. So here we go, we're doing it again. We hit save, and that's it. All right, so now we got our videos. We got 2 videos. So let's go back. And now, remember I told you when you click the icon on the slide, you're going to start being able to edit. But now we're going to go up here to the green one because we are going to add the video. So now we're going to go you see how here it says none, and that's kind of highlighted. It's the different gray because there's not a background, but we're going to add a background, and we're going to add a media, and this is what it comes with. So we're going to import media, and we're going to add our own, and we're going to go to downloads, and let's add this one, hit open. And there it is. And we're going to add another one. We'll add the flower one, hit open, and there it is. So now we have 2. So now we're going to select, let's just say we're going to go with this blue one. And if you hit launch, there it is, the new one. But, okay, so this is why I'm doing the tutorial start to finish, because when you look at that, you're like, that doesn't look good. Down here you can see it. You can't see the words. You can see the words, but they're small. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to hit the icon, okay, and we are going to go. Actually, we're going to go to songs. We're going to go to songs, and we're going to go to templates. And if you look at this is the default one, and it tells you the size, 54, normal. It's just like Microsoft Word, right? So obviously that looks too small for me, my opinion, right? So I'm go back to songs, templates. What else do they have? They have something called trendy lower third. So if you're using OBS, and we use OBS, but we don't do our song service anymore live, because my husband's like, it takes too long for the song service. Not that we don't want to worship God, we do, but they should be in church. But if they want to hear a sermon, they're not going to start with the whole song service. And most people are at church now. And if they're not, they should be worshiping with us. So we just record the sermon part. So we don't need to do the lower thirds anymore. There's one called Trendy Line, and we could use that. We could hit save. And let's see, now here, we actually didn't change anything, but I was just showing it to you. But if you go to where it says, where is it? Song. Oh, the template. I'm sorry. There it is. And you hit trendy line. Now, all of a sudden, there it is. And you hit save. And now when we launch it again, it has this, and it's called trendy line. It's, more trendy. So let's say we like the trendy line, but we still think the words are too small, So we're going to go back to songs, and we're going to go to template, and we're going to go to trendy line, and we're going to adjust it. So now we want our fonts to be bigger, and we want 70. Now it takes up a lot of room, right? Might be a little too much room. Let's try 60. All right, let's try 60. Hit save, and now we're going to go back, and it looks better. You can read it, right? Okay, so let's say I have some templates. You can make a template. So let's make a template. So we're going to go to songs, and we're going to go to templates, and we're going to go here where it says create new. We're going to make a new template. So let's say we're going to make one. This is what we have at our church. It's called white. I called it white over dark. And so we're going to change this to 70 because we're not going to have the trendy line. And then it's going to be normal. We could change the text if we wanted to. I don't think you guys have Slim Joe. That's like something I have on mine, but we could just leave what it has right now. What was it on? Tahoma. Okay, normal. All right. And now I don't really like shadow and all that stuff unless it needs the shadow, and it needs it when it's over dark. But when it's over light, well, however you want to do it. So now we're going to go to, we're going to do white over dark. So white over dark needs the shadow. So we're going to leave the alignment here. We're going to leave the color white. Vertical align, leave that. In the shadow, now we're going to add a little more shadow, and we're going to blur it because I don't like the shadow showing too like the way that is. Okay. And bring it down a little. If you copy everything I do, you'll get what I have. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. Okay, outline. I don't want it outlined, not like that. That looks too old school, I think. And kind of just blur it so it just makes it look dark, overall. And this one, we're going to name this new template white over dark. So white words over a dark background. All right. Okay, and hit save. That's our template. So now we're going to go to Waymaker, and the thing isn't actually dark, but it's okay. Um, Sorry, we go back to Waymaker. We're going to hit this little thing here, and instead of trending line, we're going to go to white over dark. See how it's there? You're going to hit save, and then that's what it looks like. So now it has that. Instead of having the line, it looks like this. And if you're like, well, and that's at 70, right? And then you could do whatever you want. So that's one of them. So now we made a template. Um, and then we made another one because let's change our picture, right? So our video, edit, click here to change at the top. And we're going to add this one. We're going to launch it. What does it look like? Okay. Um, that's what it looks like. I think the words are still too small. You can make them bigger, but that's my opinion because we only do 2 lines instead of 4. If you did 4 lines and you did it bigger, it'd be too much. So maybe you could even make a template called a 2-line, a 4-line, or 3-line, and you can adjust your fonts. And you don't even have to worry about it. If you wanted just to adjust it for this song, you could definitely do that. Okay. You could go in and adjust whatever you want to adjust. Where is it at? Where is it at? Uh, um, white over dark. I thought you could, but I guess maybe you can't. Okay. Well, anyways, we can make a template or we could go back to default. And if we go to default, oh, okay, here we go. I think I found it. Let's go back to white over dark and you can do it. Now we're going to hit the pencil. Now we can just change it for this one. I think. Actually, no, we're going to do the whole white over dark if we change it, but that's okay. Let's say we're going to make it a little bigger. We're going to go to 80. All right, we're going to hit save because now we're going to go back and we're going to launch it. And that's better. If you're going to have 2 lines only, the 80 is better, in my opinion. You could just do the trendy line. It's up to you. But if you look here on the left-hand side, you can see what other people are going to see. Okay. And remember what I said, like you can't see all of them. And I had to do the overhead the other day at church, this, media. So, and I don't know what was wrong with our mouse. I couldn't move it down. But anyways, you could just click this and you could shrink it. I can still read it and I have bad eyesight. It's up to you. I don't like this background. So, let's go back and let's go to media. And remember, I had other medias saved. Where are they? All right, let's see. So let's add something kind of like out of this world. All right. And now we could do that when we go to Waymaker and we hit the little pencil, we click to change, and then we want this one, we hit launch, and once you click it, it changes. It's not going to just change. You saw the bottom, and like it waited, and there it is. So now, okay, we got that. What's next? Oh, okay. So next we're going to go to, let's go back to presenter and let us go to more. No, actually, no. We're going to go here to our settings. Okay. Now, in our settings, you can set your default because when you add new songs in, you don't want to have to be going in and changing them every time to what you want. So let's say that you decided, I like trendy line. I prefer trendy line. So let's go to trendy line. We're going to make that what comes up automatically, right? So let's go here and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Okay, screen configuration, stage display, connections, updates, Cache MIDI. I know it's in defaults. There it is. All right. So now our default, you can have a default background. So the default one that we want is the stars, let's say. And then your aspect ratio, depending on your screen. So we're going to stick with 16:9. The default song lyrics template, we're going to go with trendy line. So anytime you make a new one, it'll go to trendy line, or you can just do the white over dark. It's up to you. The default Bible template. So when the Bible comes up, we're going to do white over dark for the Bible. And what's your default Bible? Okay, so let me show you how to add more Bibles. Okay, I'll show you that in a minute. Scripture reference. Do you want to hide it or do you want to show it? Do you want it at the bottom, at the top? Let's show the scripture reference. Because it's whoever's presenting, they need to know it's 3:3, 3:4, 3:5, or whatever, right? But let's put it at the bottom, and let's put it bottom right. Okay. Do you want it the translation to show or not? I don't, because I'm going to show you how to get some free Bibles, and their names are kind of funny. Okay, add a blank slide in the front that's automatically selected. Do you want to add a title slide so we'll know it's called Waymaker? Yes or no, it's up to you. And now Google Slides, we're not using that, so we're not going to worry about that, but you could always do that. And then now it has your media defaults. You want to scale it to fit the video screen, to fit screen, yes. You want to loop your videos, yes. And upload your media to the local library. If you only use one computer at church all the time, you don't really have to do that. I don't have to upload media, and that limit, basically that limit that I was talking about, is kind of gone for you because you have all the space on your computer. But if you want to work on it at home and then go to church and have it at church, already done for you, leave that on. Okay, we're gonna hit save. And all right, so now this is a long video, but it's okay because it's a tutorial start to finish. You could stop it, start it whenever you want. All right. Okay, so we hit save. And then now, remember I was telling you about the Bibles. So I've already uploaded Bibles, but I had uploaded them to my other account. I guess they're showing up here. But because see, this is the Bibles that they have. So in English, they've got King James Version, American Standard Version, and the World English Bible. So let's do King James. We're going to download it. Okay, now it's complete, but let's say that you want the New King James. So if you come here, you type in XML Bible free download, because this takes XML Bibles. You can download the Bible you want. So let's say we want New King James Version, right? All right, so let's do that. Let's look for one. So there's one here on GitHub. Let's try it. Let's see what's going to happen. All right. And let's see here. Download raw file, copy raw file, raw. And we're on New King James Version, because here they have all these different ones. We're going to download it. Download the raw file. You do not want to block it. Allow. All right, try it again. Okay, now there is in New King James Version. We're going to put it in our downloads. We're going to save it. Now we're going to come back to here, and we're going to import a Bible. So let's hit import, go to our downloads. Let's look for it. Have all files selected. There it is. And now we're going to hit open. Now it's going to import. And now we have New King James Version. So let's say your pastor, he's got some illustrations for you. And this one's pretty good. So this one that I just typed in, if you go up here, is github.com. And because it has all the Bibles. If your pastor likes to do amplified, well, give them amplified. Download it. And let's just allow always on this website. Okay. And did I do it? Oh, my blocker. So I don't know if you have pop-up blockers, but I do. Let's just allow it. Let's see if it'll allow it. Oh, come on. All right, I'm gonna have to go up here and do it. All right, so we're gonna not block up on this website. Okay, so now we're on AMP. Okay, and we're gonna download that one. And maybe you're like, well, my pastor also likes to use the message once in a while because he wants to make it clearer. You can download the message. All right, and It's the same thing. Now we're going to go back to presenter and we're going to edit. We're going to import it. So there's the message and there's the amp. I don't know. I think you could just do one at a time. Let's do the amp first. So we're importing it. We're looking down here. When it turns green, it's good. Now we're doing the next one, the message, import it, hit open. And when it turns green, it's done. It's there. Okay, so now we got Bibles. Okay, coming back here. So we have a song, and now we're going to add a scripture. All right. Oh, actually, let's go back over here to our default because I'm going to go to settings, the service defaults, and we're going to pick the Bible. So instead of World English, we're going to do the New King James Version XML. And let's click that one. That's going to be default. So, okay. And now we're going to scroll down and we're going to hit save. So let's go ahead and you see how this, we want, right now we don't need a background because for these, I don't like to make the background be a video, not when you're reading the Bible, right? But what I do is I add an image. And so let's go ahead and go to the, where is it? The Bible scripture, okay? And you see how it says missing Bible book? Okay, so we're gonna pick what do we want. So we're gonna say we're gonna do Romans. And you see how it starts coming up when you type? You hit Romans. And remember, we're doing white over dark automatically. And now we're going to search. Oh, we didn't put the chapter, sorry. 2, verse 2 through 4. Let's see if that works. All right, there it is. Romans 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, okay? So now it's there. It's already there, okay? And it's now because, okay, now what we got to do is we're going to have to adjust it because remember we did our white over dark for something else. So we're going to go to songs, our template. We're going to go white over dark. And obviously we're not doing songs. We're doing it for the Bible. So we could do white over dark Bible, white over dark songs. Okay. So let's go to 70, hit save. All right. And now we can read it. All right. And it's showing the translation. So let's see why is it showing us our translation when we said we didn't want to see it. All right. So let's go to settings because let's go to the Bible and hide the translation. Yes. All right. Why didn't it? Oh, hi. Oh, ha, ha. You have to click hide the translation. All right. Here, save. Okay. So now when we launch it again, it's still there because, oh, well, obviously this time we don't have it. We did it. Okay, so now because we already had done it, let's go to hide translation. Now when we click it, it's not showing. It's showing the scripture verses. So how do I make the images for our church in the background? You could put whatever you want. We do whatever our pastor's preaching on. So let's say I use church. Let's see. You know, you can do groups on Google. I mean Google Chrome. So let's say we're going to do Adobe Express, and we have a template, and I like to brand, so they're always look the same, no matter what, because that's like our brand, right? So, for instance, if you go to your stuff, you can do it however you want to do it. And I make all my stuff here. So, like our concerts here, boot camp, we're going to have boot camp, our announcements. That's one they did last time with Authority. This is the Faith Rally brochure and our picnics. So, let's say this here, the way it looks, this one right here, this is the way we do it when it's projecting, and this is what we do for YouTube. So all I would do is hit duplicate, and I would change the name, Breaking Free. Like, I'm making that up. Oops, I took off media ministry, but that's all right. Breaking Free, and then we call it media because it's going to be on the presenter, and hit duplicate. And then what I do is the other one, this one, I would duplicate it also, but we would call it YouTube, YT. There it is, YouTube. So this one is going to be, what do we say, Breaking Free? All right, duplicate. So now I'm just going to scroll up and there it is. So I'm going to open it up and I recommend Adobe or Canva. And with Canva, if you're tax exempt in your state, people think that you have to be just tax exempt like 501c3. You actually don't. As long as long as you are tax exempt with your state and you have your paperwork, you can apply and they'll give it to you free. Okay. You could use it that. So like, for instance, I did our ladies fellowship. I use that, for a baby shower we had at church. I use this one. So it just depends. But this one, like, we got it down. We know what we're doing. And so I would just click the image, click here and put breaking free and see what image it gives me. And so okay, these are some images. Which one do I want to pick? Oh, this one's kind of cool, so we're going to go with that one. And then what we do is we just go in and we change it, so it's going to be for Sunday. Well, actually Wednesday's coming, but that's not even the name of the sermon. Anyways, that's how we do it. So we would hit download and JPEG, download it. And so now it's breaking free for the media. And then I use a program, and let me put it over here. And it is called Tiny JPEG. And oops. And I use this when I make websites and stuff, but I use it for this also because remember we have a certain constraint of sizes. So if you click it, open it up, and it compresses the image, but it still looks good. So this is like almost a megabyte. It's at 8.59. That's too much. But if you shrink it with this, you could shrink it to 1.29, and that's much better. And you just save it. And now when you put it in, it's taking no room. So now we're going to go here. We're going to go to the little pencil and we're going to go to media because we're going to import the media. We're going to add the breaking free media, the other one we put. And now we're going to hit the check mark. And it's when we go launch it, it's on our sermon. All right. Now, if you notice how we do our slides, they kind of go, we have a little like a border. So I don't like that it's showing the border. So I could go and do the templates, go to songs, go to templates, and go to white over dark. And then we can change it, so go to advanced margins. There it is. Let's go to margins. And so I know if you looked at my picture, that obviously was not enough margins. All right, with the border, blur, fill. Okay, I don't think that's will do anything. So, all right, now go back. We saved it. Go back over here. Oh, this one looks good. This one looks good. This one's almost there. So obviously we got to do a little bit more until we hit it. Since this is just an example, we technically we could stop already. You're probably like, we got the hint. We know how to do it. All right. And now let's just hit 50 instead of going up one by one. Let's try it. Hit save. And now, yeah, we hit save. Now we're going to go back and we did it. Okay, almost. It's okay. Close enough. All right. So that's how we put our songs. That's how we put our scriptures. So let's say you got more scriptures. All right. And you're going to add another scripture. Romans. All right. 10. Yeah, 10. 10. And enter. All right, there it is. Romans 10:10. All right, so now let's look at it. And it looks good. Okay. And you can make it as many as you want. So that's how you would make it look better. And then, and that's how you would add. So now let's add a song here, songs. So we could create a new one from here instead of over there. And let's say we're going to create the new one and it's, what's a good song? All right. Oh, The Goodness of God. That's a good song. I like that one. All right. So let's go Goodness of God. Okay. Goodness of God lyrics. And we got it. But all right, here we go. Now we're going to just copy it. And let's just see. And that's it, because we don't need to do it twice, right? I love you, Lord. Okay, because all my life you have been faithful. The rest is all copied. And I think this one, uh, actually, okay, I love you, Lord. Da, da, da. And is that the whole song? Almost, almost, right? So now we're going to come back over here and we're going to call it Goodness of God. All right, create new slide. And so now you do it one by one by one by one, right? And then you hit copy and now you're gonna have to hit formatting. We're gonna do 2 lines. Let's see if it doesn't apply. I love you, Lord, all my days. Yeah, it works here too. Okay. And then we did 2 lines, but see how it was too big, so it looks like that. It kind of looks funny. Maybe because we did our words so big. So that's not the whole song, but we're gonna act like it is because we just need the bridge. So we saved it. Now we want to add an item, and we're gonna add lyrics, and we're gonna do goodness of God, and we're gonna launch it because remember we had this as our background. That's our background. But like I said, you can always go in and you can change it. Hit edit, click to change. We're gonna do this one, and we are good. We're gonna launch it, and we click it, and you're good. Okay. Let me look at my list of what I wanted to show you guys. Okay, we formatted the announcement. Oh, I didn't do announcements with you guys, but we put in the Bible, we put in the verses, and um, we put in songs. So if you have announcement slides or pictures already, that's what you would use. If you don't, you could make some. And we use this like for our prayer slides or anything like that. No, I don't want to see any notifications. So prayer, and so we already have um, some, but it's not showing because of that. Because I guess we didn't name it prayer, but you can make them on here, or you can make them on Canva. Canva might be easier for announcements because you could put in actually like announcements, church. And then, like I said, we have the premium because we get it free because we're tax exempt. You could as well, if you're a church, obviously. And let's say we're like, oh, I like this one, or I like, this one, or, whatever. You could pick whichever you want and you can adjust it. You can make it look different. You can change the background. You can change the color. Let's say we're going to go with this one, and if you notice that it actually gives you like a whole thing. So Bible study, our kids club, our annual spring working bee, in need of food, Bible study groups. So you could go in and you could change each and every one of them, customize them, and make them for your church. So that's one way. And once you did that, you would just download them, and then you would come in here and you would go to media, and you would import media and you would add them in. Of course, shrink them first, in the tiny JPEG so you have more room, and that's what you could do. I don't know if I have anything here that well, let's just say, okay, let's say that's one of my medias. And let me pick something else because I want to show you, I didn't show you that. I need to show you how to make make the announcement slides. Import media. Let's say we're going to do our concert, and let's do another one. Let's see. I don't know what I have. Oh, our revival. We're going to have revival with, we already had that revival, but let's just say, okay. So, oh, um, one moment. Okay, I had to take a little break there. I'm back. I had to go to the gym, so I'm in my gym clothes. But let's see where we were. All right, we had loaded these up. Now we're gonna go here and we're gonna make a slide show. It's gonna be our announcements. So we're gonna go to create new, and we'll leave it blank, and we will name it announcements. All right. And now we are going to, the way you do this is you draw. It's weird, but like you're going to put a rectangle in, or, wherever. And see how it says double click? We're going to double click it, and we're going to go to media, and we're going to add the revival, and then whatever size the box is the size the picture will fill, if that makes any sense. So if you scoot it all the way, make it fit, it will fill up the entire area. Uh, there we go. Okay, and then I don't like the way that looks. Hold on. Okay, so now to add the next one, I'm just gonna duplicate it so that way we already have it in here. I'm gonna double click it and we're gonna pick the Hangout and duplicate it again, and then hit media, and we'll do the baby shower. But so you see how it has like it's not the right size, the format. So that's why it doesn't fill it up. So it leaves the black edges. So if I was really going to do this for the announcements, I would go and make a new one that was the right size. And I think this one was something I had texted to people. That's why. So you hit save, and now you can add it. Okay, we're gonna add the slides. You see how now it says announcements, and what we'll do, let's go. Okay, right here. So here we have edit announcements, and then you see how here it says go to next slide after. So we're going to say 5 seconds, and when it's complete, we're going to go back to the first slide. So that way it's going to circle. The fade time is fine. Cue it into advanced options not available when a foreground is selected. All right. So we're good there. The presentation, I don't know why we have this over it. I think it's because we said every new one was gonna have this, but we need to hit none. Okay, on the background, and right. So if we hit launch, so if you look at it down here, you see how it automatically switched by itself. And now it's going to go to the baby shower. And then now you're going to see that it's going to go back to the first one. And it's just going to keep cycling. So you could put as many announcements as you want and it'll work. So we have our announcements. You can make prayer list the same way. Just go here and duplicate it, and then go to this one, make a new presentation. I'm sorry, you go up here, make a new slideshow and copy it, copy it, make a new one. So that's what you can do. You wouldn't duplicate it there, I'm sorry. It would be up here in slides, make a new one and call it prayer and do that. So I think we got everything. And what I would suggest, since they took off the ability to make multiple or to change like Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday, you could still do the hack that I had done. All you would have to do is hit duplicate, and now you have to leave it at Sunday morning, right? But the name can be sermons, and this is what I talked about in the last video, right? And you can change the time, and we'll make it. Well, we don't really have to change the time, but all of that. This stuff doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to make service after service. We actually use the same ones, and we just go in and change everything. That way we're not making new ones all the time. And you don't even have to duplicate it either, because you could just go in and change it. All right. So now this one's called sermons. So I would take all of this off, leave the sermon, and delete that. You don't need the announcements there. But what we did is we made a presentation, so a slides, create new, and like this. And then we named it like, I think we put this, and then, oops. Oh, actually, for the first one, it would be like the title. Okay, whatever pastor sermons, didn't we say it was like breaking free or something? So I'm sorry, I'm tired now. Okay, breaking free. So that would be the first one. And then we would just duplicate it, and then, or actually add a new one, because this one we're going to do it this way. And then up here, we would put uh, like first point, you know. I mean, we wouldn't write first point, but we would write his first point, whatever it was. And then you could add anything you want down here. You can, you know, whatever points he's making or illustration or whatever. And then duplicate it and make the second point. I don't know why I deleted it. Okay. And so forth. You know, do your third point. And then what we do is to make it easy for us, we keep it as, let me delete this. Excuse me. We keep it like once we make this, all we have to do is add a background. So hit save. So then put your slide, your slides, and we're going to choose the sermon, you know, sermon slides. And then once it's selected, we're going to add a media, and then you can, what we do is we add the background, right? And now that background is going to be there. So you hit launch, and so you see they're all like this. And you notice that you can't really see them. So you when you make them, when you edit them, edit your sermon slides, you can select like here, you can go ahead and go to text formatting and change it. Okay. So you would add your shadow, you know, blur it, and do your outline, blur it, you know, and hit save, and then launch it. And you see how you can see it now, but you see how it's at the top. You could do what I did earlier, and I'm sure you could figure it out because all you know, whatever your picture is, you can do it. So I would have it set. That's what we do. We have it set already, ready to go, so we can change the background at any time and have the points and have his have the sermon. So if you add an item, you can add your scripture. And so now we're gonna, let's say he's now gonna talk about Ephesians, and he is gonna do Ephesians 2:2 through, I'm sorry, through 6, and then hit enter, and you see how it is, it's up here now, and if you go here, it's there as well. And so let's say now we're gonna add another one. We're gonna add another scripture, and this is gonna be Revelation. I mean, I'm just making this up, right? Revelation 2:3 through 7, and hit enter, and now it's there. So let's say you've put in, because you can only have, it's a 15 limit, right? Of cues, but you can have as many sermons as you want in it. But do you notice how they have different backgrounds because of the way it is? So what you can do is something called bulk edit, and then you would select them. Okay. You hit shift and hit the top and the bottom, and it selects them all for you, and hit set background. So we're going to go, you can inherit the background. So whatever the top one was, it's going to have that background if you already had done it. But if you hadn't, then you could just go to media, and now you can go here to media, and we can pick breaking free, hit apply, and now they're all the same. And so you see how they make it easy to use. So that's how you would do your sermon. So now you have two. You have Sunday morning, and you have the sermons, and you have your worship service. And you could edit the name right here with this pencil. So instead of sample worship service, you would call it, you know, you could just call it worship, so because that's right. Hit save. So this is your, did I hit save? Oh yeah, there it is. So worship and sermons. And I think we got, so if you follow these instructions, I think we got it where if you just go step by step, it took us what, an hour. It says an hour and 5 minutes. And that's because I talk too much. But if you just go through these steps, you can have it the way you want it, looking how you want. And it may take you a little longer because you have to design your announcements and your prayer, on Canva or Adobe Express, whichever one you want to use. But in the end, it'll look nice. And then every time we have a service, all we have to do is super easy for us. We just go here to worship and change the name of the song. Change the song to, you go to change song, pick Goodness of God, and there you go. Launch it. Now it's Goodness of God. Okay. Um, and remember, you can just hit the little pencil and it will actually, you'll start, because maybe the words were wrong or something, you'll start doing that. And if you go back and if you hit the edit over here, you can change your background. Okay. And I think that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope it helped. Bye bye.